Hey folks, in today's video we've got another seeded Balatro run. Here, the goal is to see how far we can take triple DNA. While not very good for point scoring on its own, DNA is a useful joker for enabling certain builds, especially with the hand size it gives for a Mime Baron run. Enjoy the video.
The DNA should appear after the boss blind. So I need to get through the boss blind. Let's maybe grab this, see if we can find something to help me through the boss blind. That's a good temporary measure. We want things to be temporary anyway, because we're going to be using the Hex. Aces and queens. This will also likely pay for itself just by getting through the round so quickly. I want to be opening standard packs and Arcana packs to prepare for the DNA, but probably not here. Just because I need to be able to afford the DNA setup shop. It's a flush. Welcome, Ken. All right, so this should be the shop. This is the shop. So we sell this, buy, use the Hex, use the Ankh, which is in here. And then I didn't actually know this was possible, but apparently the Wraith does give us a... No, it gives... Okay. Invisible Joker. That makes more sense. I thought it was going to give a DNA for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking. Just need to figure out a way to get through this. I don't think I want to copy any basic cards. Got one more discard. Maybe keep the ace. Okay, that definitely puts us in striking distance, but still not enough. Sure. Hey, welcome alone. I mean, I probably just have to take this, right? It's a very short-term option. I need to start getting cards that can actually... Why are all these sixes hanging out? I need to figure out... Let's keep the ace this time. Look for another one? No? Need to figure out what card I want to copy. A whole bunch. Something gold early would be fine, followed by... Look, I'm just going to take the 2 out of 3. I trust the person that provided the seed that it hits the DNA. Cool.
Well met.
Oxford Bro, thank you for the gifted sub. All right, let's investigate here, see if we can get a hermit or something along those lines. I got nothing. I don't know if I'm getting the hieroglyph, just because like the DNA already accounts for a lot of the hands played. Probably taking one of the gold cards to get money, because that's a lot of money. I think it's likely that it's going to be the 10 though, just so that I can like have the potential to strengthen them into kings, because kings are what we want. Even though that's impractical. Let's look for the 10. Found it. What if I just keep the hearts? Cool. Now I go like this. Into this. Oof. Okay. Need to get out of the misprint quickly. Yeah, welcome, Blob. Okay, the other thing I know about the seed is allegedly the first negative Joker skip is a Brainstorm, which would be nice. Okay, doesn't look like we're dying here. See if we can get some more spades. That aren't the 10. Very nice. More money. Okay, I would like to get another Joker for the boss blind here. Maybe not that one. It's the club. Chariot on a king. That's a huge deal. That's what we want to start copying long term. Because we're skipping this and going straight to the club. We're guaranteed going to have a 3 of a kind, so might as well level that up. Could just take this to help out as well. Might as well grab this in case we get another... Like, it's easy to find 4 of a kind 10s, even if it costs me... Oh! I didn't get the negative Brainstorm. It's fine, I'm not gonna cheese it. I just let autopilot take over there. I'm not gonna refresh, that's... Like, we're already doing a seeded run, I don't need to... It's not worth it. I think it still means that there will be a DNA in the shop, right? That will just ectoplasm it. There's not. So this, there's no DNA here anyway. Or there's no Brainstorm anyway, that was... Maybe I had to skip for the rare and the negative tag. Which I definitely didn't really want to do anyway. But there's definitely no DNA here, right? So, it's not like we missed out on anything. Roffle saw the future clearly? Yeah. Start working our way towards the strengths, or just do one of these. I do need to find that king. And start copying the kings. I didn't hit. I don't think I want more 10s, though. So I'm just going to back off of that. So that I can more easily find the king of spades. There's the Brainstorm. Okay. Somebody gave poor, bad information, or I just did something wrong. Either way, let's try and find that king now. That was easy.
Well met.
I am once again saying I enjoy your videos and streams. Happy 1-year anniversary.
And thank you so much, Coffee Dependent. Appreciate the 1 year. Alright, we should be cruising from here, though. Well, less so now. Probably want a point-scoring Joker. The negative would happen to the shop after the big blind. Yes, okay, that's right. That makes sense. So I didn't do anything wrong. I did in fact just botch it. I guess we might as well make more steel, and if we're going to, it's going to be something closer to a...
Well
king.
met.
Hello.
That's very good. Gaming with Lexington, thank you for the 2 months. Hello to you as well. Alright. Keep the queen. This is the turbo nuts. I want to get the malt. Well, it doesn't actually matter, right? I could play the 4 of a kind, and as long as... I want the money, though. Let's just do this. And then I need to figure out... Uh-oh. Need to figure out a way to reliably score points so that... ideally without playing a flush. That's money. Pluto? I need to generate a bunch of Plutos. It's money, but I don't think I can take it here. What if I do this? That's not good enough. I don't know what to do here. I just need to not die, right? But I need to start being able to get Pluto leveled up. Wait. I actually did it? I needed to not play both of those. I also needed to save one of the blue seal cards. Okay, this could be beneficial for getting a better starting point if it hits holo or polychrome. Holo is probably preferable here. I want more of the kings so that I can get Pluto ramping up. Okay, now we should be solid, right? Okay. I can get out of this. That's very good, too. Okay, we're in business. These don't matter. Sure. I guess we'll take a Cavendish. It's going to be quite hard to lose from here, I think. At least in the near term. Let's go ahead and do this. And then we'll kind of alternate initially between the red seal and the blue seal, but long term I probably want to prioritize the red seal over the blue seal, as long as I can reliably hit... Well, actually, long-term, either way, I just want to have blue seals. I probably also want to alternate my suits a little bit more. Or just, like, entirely lean into clubs, because that's the one that I've hit already. So let's start copying clubs. So these three want to be clubs. Could even consider making one of the red seals a gold card if I want to get my money going. I think the earlier we do that, the better. So early, we want to get blue seals and the money into our deck. Then we shift to just doing the red seals, so kind of alternate between them. Telescope is very good for ensuring that we're getting Plutos, but eventually there's like severe diminishing returns for Pluto and the blue seals as well, so we want to move away from that a little bit. I mean, okay. I don't want spades, I've already got an abundance of them. Let's just stop here. Cut these two. I'd like to find a red seal steel. I guess I'll just take some money instead. I don't really want to wheel, because if it lands here, that could interrupt my Ectoplasm potential. Well, I just did it the hard way, I suppose. Nope. Sure. Constellation is almost like a hologram, it's just much slower. Oh, I could have copied the hallucination. That said, an Ectoplasm is significantly worse than... Wait, where were the red seal steels? I should have made more of those. But like the -1 hand size is kind of a big deal. And will be over the course of the run. So having to spend that is a bummer. Zero hits on the hallucination, fantastic. 1 hit. Okay, there's the card that we need. I don't actually want to change the suit because I want this to remain a club. That's my most important king right now. I don't want to say, like, the Constellation is bad long term. I don't want to spend money on it aside from leveling up Plutos where I find them. Okay. Perfect. Perfect hit here. Focus on these again. That'll make me less tempted to, like, actually spend money on the planets that we pass by. Yeah, we are dropping frames a little bit. As usual, though, there is nothing I can do other than hope that it recovers, which it already has. Temperance is good. Let's do this instead. That's money. Actually, it may have been better just to step out of the Cavendish for the reserve parking. Cavendish is not really doing all that much and is unlikely to over the course of the run. Yeah, let's just keep Econ Jokers instead. Rerolls are getting a little too expensive. I've got a lot of money already. Reserve parking is going to continue getting me a lot of money. You make a flush 5 with 4 fingers. What is 50% of the critical component of a flush 5? Okay, we want to use this on a club king, ideally. Red card, sort of. Could also just, like, copy the negative. Or the, let's ditch all of these. Copy the medium card. Sorry, my brain is struggling with the cold medicine that I'm on right now. I think I want to find a club. I'm still worried about the like spades getting debuffed at some point. I also didn't use this, so I'm just not getting blue seal value here. So this is just a poorly played round. Gorin, thank you for the prime. Get this now. Boost the temperance value later. Which may, like, push me towards copying the medium card, but we'll see. Jeez. First hand is drawn face down. There's our boy. Let's do one of these. I think we just want to death that one. I need to start focusing on the clubs. Ow. Might as well. Nope, wrong guy. This is you. Oh, the stream is entirely dead now. Alright, let's just play this hand, and then we'll figure it out after the boss blind. Just did a quick bandwidth test, and it did not drop frames for the past 5 minutes, so surely there won't be any more problems. If there are, I'm just going to finish them offline, or this run offline. Let's reassess now that the internet is back on, and use the Pluto. Probably should have done that before the shop. We're going to buy this voucher for sure. Check in here. Really, the only thing that we can get stronger with is Blueprint. I think I like the gift card marginally better. Short term. And skipping for red card doesn't really do much. We can roll down a little bit here. Let's see if we can pick up a blueprint. Second chariot is, or another chariot is probably fine. Violet Vessel shouldn't be a problem. Let's see if we can find a better hand on this. I actually don't mind converting one of these into a steel card. Again, I'm a little bit concerned that we'll eventually get our spades debuffed, and that is not a risk that we have with clubs anymore. Could also even just do this to distribute us across multiple suits now. Trying to remember exactly what we're doing after a short break. Not really a break, but an interruption. Doesn't matter, we're always getting the Pluto out of the shop, or rather the packs. I could have used them because maybe they're here. I don't think there's much value in checking here because, like, red card doesn't actually do anything given the timing of when it hits. Cryptid is pretty good. It's kind of a lot of money, right? Let's grab that. You can just discard a bunch of kings. Showman is also potentially very good for getting a DNA or a blueprint. Or a Brainstorm, not blueprint. Okay, so let's do this first, and we're gonna keep one of these. I think I would rather ensure that we get a Pluto. This mail-in rebate will get me a lot of money. Okay. Now we move this back. Might as well use this since we're getting more Plutos. We do need to find a Baron. As well as a blueprint. I also need to start using the Plutos at the appropriate time, but it's fine. Canapacks are kind of awkward. I don't really want to use... Let's just skip. I don't want to wheel because I might consider another... Well, I guess it would only be this as my negative, so that's not even worth considering. I don't know how much I actually like the Showman right now when I'm missing two pieces. Like, I need Mime and Baron, right? So maybe I just move out of it for an Econ Joker at some point. It's on Kings again. But I do still want to get double Pluto. And make the club copy. Alright, let's keep it going. Maybe move out of the Showman. I'm not convinced. Like, the only thing that it could offer me is maybe a blueprint. Brainstorm. Here's a unnecessary red card again. See if we can get some money. We convert these to clubs. Skip. What is my boss blind? Okay. That's why we did this. That is a Baron. We still need a Mime and a blueprint. So Showman, probably less valuable right now. Okay. Fantastic. Well, we're not going to have as much money as we did before, but our build is just kind of set at this point. I just need, like, hand space and naturally occurring negatives. What if we get polychrome? I don't know. It might be worth skipping for a negative tag, even though it's like low odds of hitting something worthwhile. I don't think it's possible to hit better kings than we currently have. I'm not sure why I'm looking. Like, what allows me to get stronger? Obviously, moving out of the triple DNA could get me stronger, but I'm not going to do that. I also could move the Baron over for a marginally higher score because of the polychrome, but I'm also not going to do that because I like having them grouped up together. So, deal with it. Go here. I don't think it matters all that much as long as we're copying the red seal. Guess I could go on the hunt for more gold cards. I guess it's possible that a second Ectoplasm is worth taking just because our hand gets so big as a result of the DNA action. It's probably not good, but I might do it anyway, just because like getting a Mime into the mix would be a pretty big deal. Let's go here. What is our high card leveled to? 43? Like, we're at the point where diminishing returns are already in place, right? There's also, like, we've got a lot of headroom because eventually I can move the Baron over to get the copy effects instead of the, Oh, the internet died again. Alright, we're just gonna finish this offline. And maybe do a run online if it comes back. Sorry to the Twitch viewers. You'll have to wait until YouTube. But anyway, as I was saying, we can still move the Baron over and copy that with the Brainstorm and Blueprint. And that will get us a lot of score. Or at least more score than we currently have. But there's no world in which we're ever selling the DNAs, even if it's better, because it defeats the purpose of the run. I don't want to use this here because it would remove the possibility of getting Ectoplasm. There is still the possibility of antimatter because I do have the blank voucher. That would obviously be ideal, but Ectoplasm isn't that unlikely considering that I'm playing on Ghost deck and we can roll it in the shop. He can see the future. All right, let's do this. Our hand size is going to be quite small until we play a DNA card. But this gives me Joker space for a Mime, which could generate a lot of points. Like, obviously, we're down score right now as a result of the hand size, but let's save money. We can make up for that long term, potentially, with a Mime roll. Okay, we have significantly less headroom now than when we were at E11, but it's fine. Oh, there's the Mime. Okay. That's gotta make it worth it, right? I don't know what I'm rolling for anymore. We definitely don't want to be taking any additional ectoplasms. That will make the hand tiny. I have no discards. We're past the spade boss as well, so we can maybe split between these two. So I think we were like E11 before. Yeah. This has some serious potential. And if we do hit the antimatter, we can go on a hunt for Showman to try and find the second copy of either of these two. But we've also got the capacity to like split between the Mime and the Baron when we need to like start scoring points for like the second hand ends up being the good hand once we like get to the later antes. And we're back to having just a ton of headroom. Plutos are becoming kind of tedious and a lot less valuable, but still worthwhile. Probably more for the chips than the molt at this point. I don't know. I'm not here to do math. I'm here to click cards and watch the number go burr. I think we just want as many Red Seal steals as possible. It's a $30 temperance. So we did get a little bit of long-term value off of the gift card. But most of our money is just coming off of the seed money and the money tree right now. I don't think I want a misprint. As helpful as that fellow was in the early game for getting me to this point. I definitely don't want to change suits to hearts, right? That's the only one of those three that I haven't seen yet in terms of the boss blind. Joker stencil, we could just fully pivot to the Joker stencil. We've got the blueprint and the brainstorm, it's perfect. Medium's fine. But again, there's not a whole lot that can actually get me stronger from here. So we're just kind of, I don't know, buying Plutos when they show up, and that's about it. Okay, that's a good enough hand. Just, I guess, do spades since that was the most recent one, and I, like, given the interruption, my memory isn't perfect that we actually already encountered the club, so I know we hit the goad. So let's just do that. I mean, I guess we take this since we aren't really looking for jokers right now. Again, just looking to increase that chip value primarily so that... What would I even get out of this? 3 molt for the red card? That's inconsequential at the stage that it triggers. Well, face cards are drawn face down. That shouldn't be a problem. Just because, like, the vast majority of my face cards are kings. Alright. Let's go here. We do get a Pluto out of this. 2 Plutos, in fact. Thanks to the Mime. And it may be worth, like, skipping for extra vouchers at this point. That's one way that we can get stronger, just for finding antimatter. Because I don't know how else we get stronger. Unless I do decide to, like, drop hand size even further. I think it's way too silly to get a third Ectoplasm. I think that's, what, -4 hand size? So I guess we just do this and... I don't know. Might be worth holding money to... It doesn't help me. Just because all of my red seals are already... holographic. So I would have to find a Deja Vu and the Aura to make them worth starting to copy. Look at this beautiful hand. Almost perfect, except we have that one King of Clubs in the middle. Just throwing things off. We are slowly progressing the score just as a result of the Plutos, I guess. So maybe I'm underestimating their impact. And I should indeed look a little bit harder for them. Alright. It's possible we're missing out on a Pluto here. But I don't think it's worth using a death to confirm that, or a chariot. When I can instead use that on... I don't know. Death is probably more valuable. Chariot could have just been sold. Should have just been sold. But at the moment, it's really only natural negatives and the antimatter voucher. So I think we skip for a voucher. See if we can snag antimatter. Because I believe we already have... Yeah, we have the blank. So let's use the skip. Let's go ahead and do this. More kings, more good. And then I'll take the money. Which is a fair amount of money with the Mime in hand. But probably not worth copying. Even though we'd be relatively safe in terms of the score, it's more for the long term since we don't have a lot of hand size to find the kings if we start diluting it with other stuff. I mean, that's a pretty good voucher, right? I think we might take this one as well just to get it out of rotation because, again, the only possibility for strength is antimatter at this point. And with the antimatter, we want to get jokers that give us additional hand size. That's why the voucher that we just got is very good, and we wouldn't mind a Showman either while we've got some headroom. I should have checked the boss blind. Well. Alright. That's a lot of money that we just flushed down the toilet. While I was just sitting there yapping like a dummy. Okay. I want that voucher, but certainly not now, since I'm broke. E13 is definitely attainable. Like, again, we're kind of masking our power level at the moment because we haven't even started, like, moving the blueprint in the Brainstorm to copy the Mime and the Baron. So, we've got a lot of headroom. Could be worth checking for an Immolate. It's not there. It'd be worth checking for a temperance. It is there. That's very good. I don't need to buy the voucher now, but I do need to buy it so that I get another one out of the rotation and potentially have an opportunity to hit antimatter. I think Troubadour is probably the best hit for me right now, if I do manage to get an antimatter. That's without a red seal, right? One of the kings was a blue seal, hence the Plutos. So, like, again, we still have some more score potential outside of that as well. I guess it's worth checking for another temperance. Or even a hermit. None of those are worthwhile. Let's, maybe keep this for the money. Should be fine, right? We miss out on a couple triggers. No, because of the mime, it's actually 2. That's fine. Yeah, we still get there. And... oh, I could have moved this to get more money. Okay, another voucher that isn't exactly what we're looking for. I mean, I don't really want to have that in hand ever when I'm scoring, so probably not going to be worthwhile. Let's just grab the voucher. I didn't need to buy it here, but... well, maybe I did, because we can skip 2 for 2 additional vouchers. We're probably going to have to start getting to the point where we move the blueprint stuff. Okay. Let's not push our luck here. So we're gonna move 1 to the Baron and 1 to the Mime. So this goes here, this goes here. And now we get to see what this looks like. It's good to get 2 voucher skips, right? Because, like, the additional hand size is another good hit for us, as well as the antimatter. Those are... everything that allows us to get stronger is a voucher. Okay. E23 is probably my max as it stands. We got the hand size. That's going to change now as a result of getting additional hand size. So we're already through this blind, or this ante, last ante. Which means I just want to buy up all of these before I forget. Even though, again, it's not necessary to do so right now, but, like... I don't know, sue me. Maybe don't. But we're getting through this ante for sure. That's important. With the plus hand size, we might actually have a decent enough buffer for the next ante as well. Let's move these back. Hit this. Then we're going to go here and here. I mean, that's already pretty close. Or at least, not pretty close. It's not close. It's closer than we were previously, right? So the extra hand size gave us, I think, a couple of E's worth of score, if memory serves. Okay. So we got E26 now, thanks to the hand size voucher. What's my boss blind? Well, thanks, red card. Save money. Juggle tag. Could be useful at some point, but not right now. Since we have so much headroom, I think we can keep the blue seal. We go here and here. And then wait. Oop. Alright, the particle accelerator is nearly online. I'm up against the boss blind. I don't want to spend here. What even vouchers are left? It's between telescope, super. Okay, yeah, there's quite a lot still. So it's not that likely we'll get antimatter, but I don't know. We might have 2 antis worth of runway still. Let's go here. I don't need 2 blue seals because of the mime. But the extra hand space from the DNA goes pretty crazy, it turns out. So you love to see it. I think we're at E26. I don't know off the top of my head what the score required for Ante 17 is, though, but hopefully we can make it through, or we just simply get antimatter and are cruising. A 223 card deck. Okay, so we get there. We have one more chance at an antimatter. I think I just want to save all of my cash. We don't need these. And we're just going to look to generate some more. Actually, let's go ahead and hang on to... that would be an Omega throw from here. Let's just go next. I think we want to move these in the right spot. Probably just focus on getting red seal stuff going now, which does mean that hanging onto the, or not hanging onto the second one was a mistake. We can always get a pool though. Go here and here. So this doesn't get us there, but this should, since we have all red seal. Like, this doesn't actually do much, in all honesty. That's why I sold the first one. Like, we get what, 1.5 times 1.5, which, when the numbers are this big, aren't doing a whole lot. And it may be better just to get the chips. Money. Okay. Let's hold. I think I just need everything to be red seal. And I also need to not, like, the way that we lose is botching the Joker placement, so I need to be careful on the first hand in particular. Even on the second hand, because, like, the hand space is such a critical part of why we're able to score so much that if I lose any hand space on any hand, it could easily throw the run. So, worth taking the time to make sure this is copying here and this is copying there. Because one small mix-up will actually just leave me dead. But I'm probably dead after this boss blind if I don't hit antimatter and some additional hand size no matter what. So trying to save money so that I can roll down, assuming I'm able to get antimatter. Juggler, or Drunkard is not Juggler, so that's cool at least. Let's cut the... I don't have space for this, right? Like, even the DNAs are serving an important purpose right now because my natural hand size is so small. So let's just cut anything that isn't a red seal. Buy this. Oh, no. Wait, I'm just dead anyway. I don't have the reroll. I don't have either of the reroll vouchers. Look at all these vouchers and no reroll options. I didn't even consider that as an option. But this boss blind is devastating for me. So, unfortunately, it is time to get your 07s ready. This is probably the worst possible boss blind for me. And there is not much that could have been done here other than, I guess, like, turbo rolling for a luchador, but I don't think I beat a boss blind. Like, even if that was Shaco. Because our hand size is just, like, at the absolute minimum for what can allow us to beat an E25 score. Even if I sold out of a DNA in order to get a Shaco, I'm still just short on points, even if the boss blind is disabled. I just needed the retcon as an option, unfortunately. Yeah, we are not getting anywhere near here. Unfortunate. Was a good run. Sorry about the interruption for the people that were watching the stream. Not much that can be done about it. Unfortunately, that's just like NA, ISP, lol. Thank you to Buag for providing the seed, both in my Discord and the official Balatro Discord. I didn't... You know, I did move the Jokers, and it still wasn't even close. Alright. Nice try. Fun run. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe and all that.